Good evening, Memphis, and welcome to Cable Tonight, the Uncle Joe Show. I'm your host, Uncle Joe. The Uncle Joe Show comes to you by way of Gospel at New Generation, Gang Inc. It's a youth enrichment ministry held in the North Fraser Community Center Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 2:30 to 6, where we have a computer lab with tutoring and teaching skills. We do behavioral training and etiquette training for our young people. We also teach the gospel of Jesus Christ. We do some feeding, and it's a comfortable, safe place with recreation in the gym, exercise equipment, games to play, and we just try to enrich the children's lives. Many of them come from single-parent homes and moms at work, and I would prefer that they're up there at the center with us rather than being at home trying to find something to do. Another area that we work in dealing with young people is gang intervention. We reach out to the gang members and try to help them understand the gang mentality and the lifestyle that they've decided to get into, and some of the traps and things that the devil have out there for them. We also do a ministry at Jail East with young men that have been bonded over to adult court. So Uncle Joe is a term of endearment to our young people, not only here in Memphis, but also in Los Angeles and Detroit. And we just really try to be that friend, that uncle, that father figure, that model, that role model, that person that want them to succeed, and we try to assist them to succeed. The mission of Gang Inc. is to assist youth with their academics and spiritual growth to become productive citizens in our community. We need more productive citizens in our community, and they're only going to come from the students and the children that are in the homes in our community. Today, I'm real excited to bring to the Uncle Joe Show some information that the Fraser community and the overall Memphis community have been hearing about, been talking about, been murmuring about, and it has to do with our school system. We all know that the school system is transitioning into a more of a unified model, but also there are several schools that because of the lack of the test scores being up, that the state had to step in and help these schools out. And so in that happening, the state looks out for different people who do these types of things. It's not like the governor came down here and gonna be your principal. And so they find companies that are already proven and doing these types of things, perhaps in other parts of the country or right around here, and they contract with them to come to Memphis and help us, help our kids. So I'd like to welcome to the show Nicholas Manning with Spire Public Schools. How are you, Nick?
Hey, I'm doing well.
That's
Good
good.
to be here.
Glad to have you here. Now, Nick, I like all of your literature. Let me just read some of it to our people. This is Aspire Public Schools. Our students Aspire serves over 12,600 students. Great teaching. We know that college for certain requires a highly effective teacher in every classroom. Very good. Their achievement in 75% of the communities that they serve, Aspire School is the #1 or the #2 option. Okay, now that we have school choice here, that's a good thing. College for certain in 2010, 11, and 12, 100%, I have to repeat that, Memphis, 100% of the graduates gained admission to four-year colleges. Wow, I love that. The accolades and awards, they go to the students, but they also go to the communities that they're in and to the people who are running the schools. I like Aspire already, and in meeting you and hearing about it, I wanted to bring it to the public so we can hear more about it. So I'll allow you at this time, Mr. Manning, to just sell us and tell us and welcome us to Aspire, and I welcome you to the Uncle Joe Show. And by the way, he's from Memphis, so he'll introduce himself of who he is. So, Mr. Manning, who are you?
Sure. So I'm Nick Manning. I represent Memphis. I graduated from Melrose High School.
All right.
I'm very familiar with the streets of Orange Mountain. That Orange Mountain community is a great community. It's near and dear to
Yes.
my heart. Then I left after graduating from Melrose. I went to college at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, remained
Okay.
in Tennessee. And after that, I wanted to pour into a community and Memphis City at large that poured so much into me. I represent a man that grew up in a single-parent home, or a young man
Okay.
that grew up in a single-parent home, and it was people like my football coach, Coach Thompson, and my pastor, Dr. Danny D. Holmes, right there
Okay.
at Greater Hope Baptist
Uh-huh.
Church, poured so much into my life. And so I said, what better way than to give back than to be a teacher and a coach.
Wow.
So I worked at Memphis Schools for roughly 10 years. My last assignment was at Lanier Middle School as principal, and where we were on the priority list, Uncle Joe. As a matter of fact, I believe it was through God's grace and mercy and some extremely hard work that we were able to move off of that list, and we're no longer
Great.
a part of the state. And so my charge now is to give back even more, because potentially Aspire has been approved to transform 10 schools that will roughly come to nearly 5,000 children.
Wow.
So Aspire is in its 14th year in existence.
Okay.
We're based out of California, about 5 cities there, supporting about 12,600 students. And during that 14-year period, and you said it best, 100% of our students
Man.
that graduate enter into a 4-year university and be
Yeah, that's
accepted.
powerful.
We exceed California's average in terms of their expectation. We outperform in terms of college readiness standards. We outperform some suburbs such as Palo Alto and Hollywood and those
Yeah,
types of
I
cities.
know those
And so,
areas.
we've been fortunate enough to do some serious work with students that they say, could potentially be their first in their family to attend and complete
Right.
college, or minority students, or students who've been coined low income.
Right.
And that's where we will be, and that's what we plan on always being. And so that's our charge, to serve those students who fit the bill of potentially, being minorities in low income neighborhoods. That's where we want to be.
Okay.
And so people are always asking me, well, why Memphis? Of
Okay.
all the places you could have gone.
Wow, you read my mind.
we believe in and focus on where's the greatest need and the greatest opportunity.
Very good.
And so what better than a place such as Tennessee, specifically Memphis, where the standards has changed and they're more rigorous now. And so teachers and students alike, and parents, are trying to adjust to those very rigorous standards. And through the Achievement School District, the State Department representing the Achievement School District is the State Department that said we need a state school district. We want to make sure that there's a remedy and a support for schools who have not made the mark yet, is the
Yeah.
way I would like to coin it.
I like that.
And so there are 82 schools in the state that represent the bottom 5%, and that's the target list,
Wow.
or what they call the priority list. And 68 of those schools are right here in our fair city. And so for me personally, I believe it's my charge to be a good steward of the city and to support children as best as possible. I mean, just 2 years ago, Aspire was on the Oprah Winfrey Show as one of Oprah's angels.
Wow.
And so this
Okay.
work is very serious to me. It's very serious to Aspire. And we have a simple vision, is to make sure that students are college ready.
Now, I love it, man. I love what you're saying. I want kids to aspire, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I really like the whole concept, and working in Los Angeles and living there, I know you do deal with the same type of demographics, and even on the Latino side, even more there in the bilingual, and we do have some of that here. So when we say 10 schools as of right now, 10 schools, is that, I was trying to give parents an idea of where these schools might be. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that already the state, and I forget what they call that, the state-
Achievement School District.
Achievement,
School
I want to
District.
quit saying the state.
Right, sure. Achievement School District.
I like
Yes, sir.
that better. Is it correct that they have Fraser Elementary already and Corning and different schools like that in Fraser?
So there are three approaches to the state's plan.
Okay.
And the first approach is for the Achievement School District to directly run some schools.
Okay.
And so those are the three schools that you mentioned there, that you have Fraser Elementary, Westside Middle, and Corning Elementary. So
Right.
they're directly run by the Achievement School District, meaning they support that school, they're responsible for that school, and they are with the school, the zoned neighborhood school. That's one of the things I want to really shore up. The next approach that the state has to make sure they support all schools as quickly as possible, because again, this thing is here. This thing is very, very urgent.
Yeah.
The Achievement School Districts partner with the district in something called the I-Zone. So
Okay.
this is the innovative zone. And the innovative zone represents a partnership between MCS and the Achievement School District working together to make sure that
I've never heard of that. Thank you
to
so
make
much.
to make sure that student achievement is catapulted in a way that will move them up quickly and have some sustainability.
So what you're saying, excuse me, so what you're saying is, and this is for my parents,
Sure.
that the kids are not going to be left out in this, that the transition, even with the state, is that we're going to work together to take care of Dennis and Shaniqua to make sure that they're not affected by these changes.
Sure, without question, without question. Even when you think about direct run by the state still has to work with Memphis City Schools. I mean, they're still, so I think we will always work together.
Okay.
But there are some titles and some opportunities that are a little different.
Okay.
And the last opportunity is the State Department contracts proven charter management organization.
Okay.
And so there are roughly four of them
Slow that
now.
down. Proven charter management organizations?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. And so they work with proven charter management organizations.
Okay.
And right now at the table is Aspire Public Schools.
Okay.
We're one of them. Gestalt Community Schools. And if you're familiar with Power Center Academy,
Yes, I've heard
you're
of that.
probably more familiar with that term and that name. But that's Gestalt Community Schools.
Okay.
Cornerstone Preparatory, they're currently in Leicester. Right now, and then KIPP Memphis.
Okay.
And so we all have the charge of doing this work. Now, one thing that I really, really want to clear up with parents, and I get this question all the time, Uncle Joe, is about open enrollment, or if there's an application process.
Very good.
This is a little different from what we're traditionally used to.
Okay.
There's no application process. We are saying that we are responsible for the children in that community, meaning when we assume the responsibility for a school that's on that priority list, we assume the responsibility for that attendance zone.
Okay.
So there's no application. What traditionally, whomever zoned to that school,
Right.
those are the children that we have #1 priority.
So it's
for.
not like your standard charter school where I have to come in, fill out the paperwork, get approved and all of that. I can actually, if I'm zoned in your neighborhood and your school is there, I can do what I normally do, bring my kid there, get them registered, and everything is good.
Yes, sir.
Wow,
Yes, sir.
that needed to be said.
Right, right,
Yes.
because we want to make sure that, and I want to be really clear about this. The only way that you evoke change in the community is you work with the children.
That's right.
Right there in that community and hold yourself accountable for that community. And that's the work that will exist with the Achievement School District and, of course, with Aspire Public Schools.
Okay, I like that. So these 10 schools, are we starting only in the lower grades first?
And so I'm glad you asked. That's another great
Okay.
question there, and this is one of the differences between Aspire and other charter management organizations. Let me be clear about this. They're doing an exceptional job. They're just differences in each program.
Exactly.
And so our focus for our 5-year plan is to assume the responsibility for elementary schools.
Okay.
And so we're talking about if the school has pre-K, then pre-K through 5.
Okay.
If the school does not have pre-K, we know will definitely be a K-5 school. And then in year 2, we'll begin to add middle school grades until we have a K-8 school.
Okay.
Now, we focus on, just hearing that, I want you to hear me say this, we focus on full